Hello, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk Atlanta. We are your beautiful hosts, Taisha Renee,
Ashley LeRae,
River the realtor,
and Nika W.
Ooh, and we are back, y'all. We are back. We are back. Let's first start off because let's just admire ourselves here on this beautiful screen. I see we done switched it up just a little bit. Take a look at what we're giving.
You look good.
We're putting the real.
We look good. Putting the real in real estate. Mm-hmm. How have y'all been, y'all? What's been going on? Let's catch up. Let's give me the tea.
Real estate is always the tea for me.
Right.
That's what's going on. The good, the bad, the ugly. But it's a good week for me coming up. Y'all have my first 7-figure closing.
Period. $1 million
closing.
Selling all the homes.
Congrats,
in
River.
all price points.
Period.
We love to see. Let's cheers to that, sis.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers to that. Congratulations.
I'm excited, though. It's a new month, so we just started May, and I'm really hopeful. I feel like this month's going to be really good, and I'm excited for all the blessings that's about to happen.
Yeah. What is it, like Mayflowers, or what is it saying?
April showers.
April showers.
Mayflowers.
So we're all going to be prospering.
And we getting ready for that summer's market.
Okay. Which takes us into what? Today's topic.
Yep.
So, you guys, today we are giving gems, dropping gems for everybody. For sellers, for buyers, for realtors. Let's talk about it. What's the biggest conversation right now in real estate?
It's
a
seller's market.
It's a seller's market, you guys. And we've been getting a lot of DMs in regards to what that looks like for buyers in particular. Like, what does it mean when we're entering into a seller's market? So let's talk about it.
Right.
What's a seller's market? A seller's market is basically what it says.
Right.
It's a seller's market, meaning there's more buyers in the market than there are homes. So when there's a home that's hitting the market, buyers and agents are like, listen, we gotta go see it right now.
Right now.
I think it's like a month's supply worth of inventory on the market. So that tells you, like, if you have 200 buyers in 5 houses, there's not a lot of options, honestly.
Absolutely.
It's the effect of supply and demand.
Right.
So, the first thing you learn in real estate is supply and demand. I remember it's like the first thing, like the first page, and it's basically like when supply is low and demand is high, then
it gets tricky.
Whoever got that supply is lit for you.
Who got the best supply gonna get the house.
Absolutely.
And it's a crazy time to be an agent, because actually I'm coming up in a couple weeks, like 2 weeks, on my 1 year realtor anniversary.
Awesome.
And I cannot believe I became a realtor at like the craziest time.
Seriously.
But everyone always says, like, we came in at a crazy time, but if you can navigate this,
you can do anything.
You can do anything.
And that's why we're like the best.
Exactly.
Because we came in at the time where it's crazy and we can handle it. We're killing it. We're closing deals.
We're closing deals. For sure.
Exactly. So let's get into it a little bit more. Let's kind of like touch base on like each point. Like I want to say, like, what should sellers expect? What should buyers expect? What should realtors expect?
Absolutely.
Let's start off with sellers. Like, what should sellers expect? Miss Nika,
the money makers.
Give it to us.
Listen, the sellers right now are benefiting from this market. I feel like if you bought your property back like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even a year ago, you are for sure going to see some returns. So I feel like a lot of sellers, people that own property, are finally seeing the importance of owning real estate through selling this market. So as far as what sellers can expect in this market, definitely expect multiple offers on your property when you list it.
Multiple.
For sure.
Right. And it's a lot of strategies and a lot of things that go into it. However, if you do work with a realtor that knows the business, know the stats, know the market, and they have marketing strategies that are top tier, you definitely don't have to worry about getting your home sold.
You definitely get top dollar.
Yeah,
for sure.
And when we say the seller's market, I really wanted to research a little bit more about what it used to be, back in the day, like having, selling your property, because it wasn't always like this.
Yeah.
Right. So what I was reading is like you could expect back in the day to have your property on the market for about a month. And it's a normal thing. But entering as a new realtor in this market and navigating the seller's market, a month?
Honestly, if I see
The house
a
is
house
sold
on
and
the
closed in a
market
month.
for a month, it's raccoons in that.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
It's something.
I'm like, what's wrong with it?
Because
Yeah.
this market moves so quickly.
Yeah.
30 days is an eternity.
Yeah.
We're sold
We're
and closed in
closing
30
in
days.
30 days. We're sold
sold
and
and
closed.
closed.
We're on our 11 open house.
Literally.
11 closing.
So right now, when we're thinking about the seller's market, and what I explain to my clients is, on the average day, this is why marketing is so important, because on the first 2 days is very critical in selling your property, because you do not want it to stay on this market at all. You know,
Even
when a
5
buyer,
days is like,
right,
Yeah.
right. So as a buyer's agent as well, you know, we know both sides of the deal. So when we
Absolutely.
see a home on the market, like 5-10 days, I'm like, yo, we got an advantage here. So as in the seller's market, the sellers do have the advantage. Expect multiple offers on your property. Expect it to sell it very quick. You can definitely expect buyers to be more aggressive, definitely, because they're competing with a lot of people. Like, again, demand is high, and, you know, like, definitely, again, I would consider having a realtor, because a lot of times when you're selling your property, yes, you can do it on your own. I have an SBO. However, having
what is that?
A FISBO?
What's a FISBO? For those who don't know.
For sale by owner, where a lot of sellers right now are really considering paying out commission, because when you're hiring a realtor to sell your property and market your property and giving it that exposure, you know, you have to pay that.
You pay that
Right.
commission out of your proceeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of your proceeds.
But it's the value that's there.
yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The value is definitely there, as a, you know, like hiring a listing agent to bring offers on your property, guaranteeing not having to do any of the work.
And I love what you said about sellers need to be prepared for aggressive buyers, because I feel like we always emphasize like buyers be ready, but sellers like be ready.
too.
Like,
Be ready too.
Being in a home that you're selling, you get attached, and I feel like sometimes sellers like, wait, it's the first day, we already got an offer.
Right.
Like, no,
Yeah.
like this
Be
process
ready.
moves quick. So even sellers like be ready to like go under contract in 72 hours and be done
Yeah.
within a
Even
30
like
days span.
before the home
Right.
gets.
Yeah.
Because every morning when I wake up, let me check MLS. Let me check the coming soon.
Right.
See what's
Coming
coming.
soon,
You
yeah.
know. So
Ahead of the
Getting
game.
ready. I love that point, though. I love that point, because a lot of sellers do get emotionally attached to their property.
Yeah.
Most
And-
sellers, they've been in there for years.
Yeah.
They raised their families in
Families.
there, and they're like, "Oh, I want to sell it to make top dollar," but then they see offers and like, "Whoa, am I really ready
Yeah,
to sell
it
it?"
gets
Right.
overwhelming when you
Yeah.
get 40 offers on your property. You like, whoa,
Whoa, what's
Yeah.
going on? Highest and best.
period.
Highest and best.
When you get the highest and best, you know what it is.
Okay. And then let's talk about flexibility, because a lot of people, they want to sell their property, make that return, but it takes a little bit of work as well, because you got to get ready for it to be clean. You have to make sure that it's staged if it needs staging, and if it is occupied, because you can sell your home with having someone in there or you occupying the home, but how flexible are you to make sure that, you know, it's
The home is
easy-
being shown.
Yeah, the home
Right.
is being
You know?
shown, and the home is being marketed the way that it's supposed to, so you can get that return back.
Yeah.
So, and that's where it comes in with having a realtor that's knowledgeable, is because not only you paying that person to market your property, but to give you literally advice, like, you know, knowledge
Yeah.
on how to get to the other hand. Because I feel like as a seller, once you go on the contract, I feel like the work kind of slowed down, and basically-
For sure.
It's just waiting on them.
Just waiting on the
that
closing.
check,
Yep.
waiting on that check. So we hit on multiple offers. Expect, you know, buyers to, you know, go above asking.
Come with their best.
Yeah, and that's what we mean by highest and best. Like, they're gonna present the best terms for your offer, and then you can kind of be picky with your offers and what you accept as far as your situation. So at the same time, I see sellers want to close quickly, but also you have sellers that want to sell their property but want to close 60 days later.
Because they're buying a house.
Right.
So you
It's
gotta
maybe a
you gotta
new
have somewhere to
construction.
live when you do sell the house, whether you're moving out of state or whether you're still living in Atlanta, which is a good segment into a buyer's market. Well, not a buyer's market, but like what can a buyer expect in this market. So now you switching gears. Now as a buyer, what can they expect?
Yeah, so kind of like you guys touched on, obviously in a seller's market, it benefits sellers.
Right.
You know, in past times, we were in more of a buyer's market where buyers had more leisure to take their time, really
I wish I
see
could
something.
experience that.
Right? Look, never seen it, just heard about it.
Seen it.
Like, buyers typically could, you know, take weeks to home shopping.
Right.
2 weeks later, go back to the first home they saw, and it'll still be on the market. Unfortunately, that's just not the times we're in right now. So buyers can expect, you know, to have to bring their highest and best at the very beginning. Like we said, I feel like in past times, you have a little bit more room for negotiation, right? Let's put in an offer, kind of pick your brain, see where it is. But in this market, as a buyer, you put in an okay offer, Carisha about to come
on to the
and
next
hit you
one.
on the head. And you're not going to get the opportunity again. So buyers have to be able to put their best foot forward the first time around if they want to secure a home, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing is, like, buyers have to expect to pay to play, right?
You got to
This
put
is
your
just
money
not a
where your mouth
market.
is.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is not a market where you can just show up empty-handed and think you're
Right.
going to leave with a gold spoon. You're going to get a sport.
Ooh, I love that.
Sport.
Not a sport.
That's just the truth.
That's
like
facts,
you
yeah.
have to have money in this market if you want to become a homeowner.
And,
so
you
that's-
want to get the exact home that
You
you
want.
want.
Right,
You know, if you're willing
right.
to like compromise on a few things, you know.
Yeah, you
Then
have a
maybe,
little extra
you know,
room,
we
but
can
if
work
you are
something.
coming in with, I want A, B, C, D, and E, I need you to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5
Yeah.
thousands of dollars. That's just
Right.
what it is,
Thousands
right?
of dollars.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, we emphasize the importance of having savings and assets, but in this market, it's just particularly important
Yeah.
because when you have so many offers, it gets into like the whole idea of closing costs, right? How often are we really seeing sellers saying off back, like, I'll give $10,000 in closing costs?
Never,
Right.
unless they already know it's something like,
Something
oh, we'll give
wrong.
you a credit to replace the floors.
Yeah.
We know the
But that's
carpet.
rare. Yeah.
That's rare.
A lot of
but-
people, what do they say in the bio? Home sold
Sold
as
as
is.
is.
And they mean
Okay.
every bit
All
of it.
caps.
They mean.
No, all caps. It's always in all caps.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Why would I do more work when I know that other people are willing to take it as is?
Exactly.
It doesn't
And that's
matter.
the truth. I have walked into some homes that are just like, all right now. You could have got the
You being
ravioli
funny.
off
You
the
being
countertop.
funny.
But sellers know, like, buyers know how low inventory is. And if they have to do a little bit of elbow work for themselves to get into a home, they're willing to do it.
Yeah.
So buyers, it's super, super important that in this market, bring the funds if you want to have fun. That's all I'm saying.
Be ready to compete.
Be ready to compete. And then I think, kind of like Nika was saying about being aggressive, like, be prepared to be aggressive. If a home comes on the market and you like it, don't drag your feet. You call me, Taisha, Nika, Ashley, and say, hey, listen, Miss Realtor, I want to see this house. It just hit the market, and we're going to put you in a position to do it because and I don't know, tell me what you guys think. I kind of see this trend now where a lot of homes hit the market towards the end of the week, right?
Seriously,
Thursday,
Thursday,
Friday.
Thursday, open house on
Thursday.
Saturday, offers due by Sunday.
By
at five.
Sunday at
That's our
5.
tip.
And not just offers, highest and best.
Highest and best.
Are due by 5, and on Monday we're under contract. So it's like people are not dragging their feet. You should not either. As a buyer in a seller's market, you have to play how they want you to play. You have to play by their rules. But again, like Nika was saying, that's why it's important to have a realtor, right? We know these things. We know the expectations. We call agents and say, hey, look, like, you know.
What's going on? What we need to do to
What
get
do we
this
need
house?
to do, right? We get insight for you guys to win as buyers. But on your end, you have to have that money. And you have to be patient.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be patient as a buyer in a seller's market. And I know it gets frustrating. Y'all, I have
gets
clients that text me every Monday and be like, in Jesus' name, we're going to get this close. And it's like, you really have to be like prayerful if you believe in that type of thing. You have to be patient because it's hard.
Yeah.
right?
You
Yeah.
have to be focused.
Yeah,
You
it's
have to
not an
be
easy
laser
process.
focused.
Laser
Yeah.
focus, literally, it's extremely hard to just walk and see a property and think like, oh, this is the one I like, I'm gonna get it. We want you to have that mentality, but again, managing client expectations, it's not always
Gotta
like
be
that.
realistic.
When you have 60 offers and some of them are coming in all cash,
All cash,
some
no
of them are offering
contingencies.
$50,000 over asking, those kind of things. That's-
100,000 over asking.
yeah, and I've seen it, right? We're competing with that. So be patient, but be understanding that if you do the work, you
Right.
follow the lead of your realtor. As a buyer, you can conquer a seller's market.
Right.
But let's touch on that with over asking though, because sometimes people are like, oh, am I about to pay over value?
The
No,
way,
No.
the
not
way that I
always.
explain
Not
it, though,
always.
And the way that I see it, it's like if you walk in a home, like that's where my point was earlier, and it's marketed right, like it's staged right, it's beautiful. Do you think that you're the only person that actually see the property?
No, at least one of our clients. Each
Yeah,
one of us got
okay.
a property at home.
We're gonna, everybody else gonna be like, oh my God, I want it. So what are you going to do to make sure that this is your home? And money. I mean,
Money
it's all about
talks.
the money.
And that's why you need a good realtor.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even though you're offering over asking, it's not to say you're paying over value for the house.
Absolutely.
If the listing agent, touching on the seller, price the house right. Sometimes
Right.
they price it over. And I'm like, listen, I don't think it's going to appraise.
Right.
What can you pay out of pocket?
Yeah, and I think that's something really important to touch on, right? I always tell people, like, you might pay a little bit more on the front end, but the back ends are going to be amazing. And you know we love our back
It's going to be well worth it.
Because Nika made a good point. There are people who bought homes in 2020, 2019 who are getting six-figure profits on their homes.
Yes.
Just because of the
You're
development.
gonna make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good
Development.
return.
Yeah,
for
if you
sure.
bought a home in, like, let's say like an East Atlanta kind of place, right? Some place where they're continuously doing new developments, everything is growing. You may have paid a premium, but a year later, you can get your money back and then some.
For
Not
sure.
even a year. My client, she closed on her house in January 2022. And
We're in May.
She's in new construction. So, of course, new construction builds equity a little bit quicker than your resale. So now, today, 4 or 5 months later, those in that same community is selling for $70,000 more than she paid.
Wow.
Yeah.
In 4 months.
In
And
4
for
crazy.
months. I'm like, girl, let's let me know when you're ready to.
Crazy.
Okay,
to move a little
when you ready,
bit.
when you ready to go
Right.
to your next spot, because at this point the equity is there.
And I always
So don't
tell
be
people,
afraid.
sorry, I was just going to say, like, what other investment do you guys know besides real estate where you can literally just make money
Hello.
in your
Power
sleep
moves. Hello.
by just living in the house? You don't even
There
have to
are
live in the
none.
house. You made $70K in 4 months.
By sleeping and paying your bills.
By sleeping and paying your bills on time. Like you would be paying rent, but now you pay
What
the
about
mortgage,
those
it's
that
yours.
actually have a tenant in there? They have somebody
Yeah.
else.
Right.
Oh, child.
Real
I'm
estate is
getting
really
Getting
right.
goosebumps thinking
Real estate
about
is
it.
really an investment move.
Yeah.
Whether you're staying in a home or you're not.
Okay.
Forget Forex. Buy a house.
Okay.
Buy a house.
You heard it here first, ladies. No, it really is the best investment. So it's like, don't be afraid to spend that money. Like, it sucks sometimes. I get it. I don't want to do it either. But like I said, the return on it is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
The experience is going to be amazing. And it's something different about saying, I'm in the mortgage club.
Okay. It's something about it that just
It's a very
get a little-
exclusive.
Okay.
Grown woman, grown.
Okay. But in order to sell your house and buy your house, you need a realtor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need
definitely.
a realtor, and realtors have to look at this market in a different way too. So, like right now, what do you think? Like, what can they expect as a realtor, as new realtors, old realtors?
Yeah.
Like right now, what is the main thing they need to be focused on?
I will say, as an agent, I think we can all speak on this. When you first get in contact with a client, a buyer, I'm just speaking on buyers, but you need to determine how motivated they are.
Oh, wait. Even sellers, though.
Sellers too,
Yeah.
for sure.
Clients.
For sure. Buyers specifically, you can't be dealing with some, I shouldn't say this, but the people who are like looky-loos. They want to just look at the house. Like, they're not really ready. I just want to see, just shop around for a little bit.
Be gone by
Yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly. In this market, we don't have the luxury of time. Like you said, like a house can be put on the market today and be gone tomorrow. So we don't have that luxury to just be taking the time and just lollygagging, you know?
But
so,
you know, with new realtors, and I don't know if you guys felt like this, but when I first started doing real estate, I felt like I had to tend to every client, even the ones
Yeah.
I knew for a fact was not buying a house. But it's like,
Yeah.
I'm so eager as a new
I want to
realtor
sell a
get the
house. I'm like, let me
sale.
just
Hungry,
see, because
yeah.
you never know.
But
you
I
never
think
know.
that's a good point that Ashley made. Like, you got to just count your losses sometimes.
Right.
You're going to lose more time playing.
and time is money, you know?
Literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Literally.
they're not motivated because they're not educated.
Right.
Can we
For
talk about
sure.
that? Because I have clients where they want a house, right? They have prepared halfway. However, they don't really. It really doesn't settle what a seller's market is. Because if you're a buyer, definitely this episode I feel like could literally give you the really inside look of what a seller's market means. Why?
Because they think we be capping.
Yeah. they
Yeah.
We don't
They think
cap.
it's a game.
No cap. No
My
cap.
clients really sometimes be like, do you hate me? It's like, wait, it's not me.
Right.
Like, I'm literally just telling you
It's
what's
the
going
pressure.
on.
It's a lot of
Exactly.
pressure.
So once you determine how motivated your client is, you need to set their expectations because they need to understand. Of course, we get it. We're in this day in and day out, but
Right.
a buyer or a seller, they wouldn't understand like we do.
Right.
So,
They'll
Definite-
understand after this episode.
okay. So set their expectations. They need to understand like everything that we said. You have to be willing to move quickly as far as showings and submitting an offer on a home because things move fast. Of course, this is why it's good to be pre-approved because once you're pre-approved, you don't have to worry about doing all that. You can just start moving quick. So what do you have to do?
As
lost
a
my train of
realtor,
thought.
too, I feel like you be prepared to kind of be like a shoulder for your buyers to cry
Oh,
on.
child. The therapist, the mom.
The
the cousin, the best friend, the teacher. Like we wear a lot of hats as realtors.
Yeah, like sometimes I wouldn't mind paying for lunch for my client, or like just sit on the phone hours, just listen to them vent, because I mean the process could be a little stressful, you know.
Of course.
And knowing that, like, I'll be there, like, as a realtor, expect for you to be on your, and also like quick communication, after hours communication. That's just something that
know your contracts.
Yeah,
you have to
what you're doing.
Child, can we get like a
can
boom?
we like talk to
that? Know your contracts.
You have to know
your
contracts.
contracts. Just us knowing our contracts.
Okay.
Definitely gotta know the contracts, which is why I get scared with FSBOs, because you guys don't know the contracts. You're trying to sell the home on your own.
Right.
But that's besides the point. So, of course, setting their expectations for a client, moving quickly, and you have to prepare your buyers for a bidding war. Because like we said, the inventory is so low. You are not the only person looking at this home, I promise. And if this is something that you really want, then you need to show how badly you want it. So yeah,
and being able to advise your client,
of course,
you know, the client doesn't know what to put. Run your comps, like look at the numbers, like what's the best
the numbers.
What is your you know your buyer's capability, like what can you do to make this offer, you know, as strong as it can be, so they can.
I actually made a point about like being able to move quickly, like to make the work, but I feel like there's also like a quickness needed once you're under contract, right? So we have those specific contingencies, like your due diligence, the number of days you get to decide what comes up with an inspection, what you want to get fixed, those kind of things. But like in this market, each contingency you have as a seller, right, is an opportunity for you to cancel the contract.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go under contract on a home, you want to have really short contingencies so the seller knows, okay, this person is serious.
Yeah.
But what that means for a buyer is that it goes super quick.
It
like
does.
you have to make that decision super quick. Like on Monday we get your inspection, Tuesday is the report. Wednesday is your last day to decide, is this the house that you're about to live in? That is pressure.
Because money's on the line.
Yeah, no one losing money.
But pressure make diamonds and homeowners, so.
I like that. That's a good one. She always come with a word.
She always come with a little something.
That was good.
True.
So yeah, once you set your expectations, another thing as an agent that I can't stress enough is that you need to know how to submit the best offer. Like you said, you need to know your contracts. So being able to advise your clients, and you have to know the components of writing a competitive offer, something that's going to set you apart from all the 100 other offers that they received, you know? So that's really important. And make sure that you work with an agent who knows this, and they're able to put their best foot forward.
And work with an agent that also has connections, because
That's important.
because as a realtor, listen, right now, pocket listings. Let me see what my other realtors got.
Yes.
Let me have a first view of this property before everybody get access to it.
Okay, because I love when the seller's like, I don't want multiple offers. I just want to sell the house.
Most sellers don't want people still live there. Most people don't want 30, 40 people coming in their house.
Right.
Yeah. It's an inconvenience.
No, literally. And I got to give a quick shout out to my broker in Chicago, Amanda Stapleton. This is the queen of pocket listings, okay, ladies?
What?
When I tell y'all my broker in Chicago, she literally like, I got 7 homes under contract or something just crazy. And I'm like, I've never seen these homes. She's like off-market deals. She literally masters the idea of finding deals and getting buyers into those. She has a boatload of buyers, right? But with no houses, getting pocket listings are everything. So
it is.
Y'all can take a page out of this lady's book. She is that girl when it comes
What's her name?
Amanda Stapleton.
Shout out to
Amanda
Amanda for her pocket listings.
Yes, she is.
Yes. We always say in our group chat, like, if y'all have any listings coming up, like, please
like,
let me know before.
It goes between the 4 of us first. Like, literally, Nico say something like, I got a $5 million listing. And I know I don't have a client for that, but I be like, okay, wait, hold on real quick.
Let me go through my database.
Look, I'm somebody just to make sure. So.
Okay, as realtors, like, expect us to go above and beyond for you. Again, like, we don't get paid until you get in a home, and also we want you in a home like as much as you do. So we're gonna go above and beyond in this market, because
I feel like it's my home. I love closing day.
No, I do too. I've been kind of like crying like during closing day. I just feel like in this market, especially like when you have those clients who've been looking for
so long.
And we finally are at the table, like, I be like,
we did it.
Right. I'm trying not to cry to make them not cry, but like it's truly a honor. And I'm hesitant to put this out there, but I'm actually in the process of buying my own home. So hopefully,
congrats, River.
But here's the thing: it took me.
Pretty girls buy houses.
Yes.
But it took me. I've been looking since right after my birthday in December.
Okay.
It's May, and I'm giving myself those same talks I give my clients, and I'm internalizing like. Okay, this is a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm getting emotional where I'm like, I'm just going to rent a condo. But like, now that I'm kind of at this process and stuff, it's like surreal. Like this market is no joke, but it's like, it's doable. We do it every day.
Yeah.
So it's like understanding that once you find it, once you take the advice of your realtor, once you keep patient, keep calm, and like Nika said, laser focus, like,
it can happen.
It's definitely achievable for anyone.
It's a short-term goal. Like, give yourself some time and just be very strategic on how you do it.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm going to get pre-approved. I'm going to get a realtor. I have 30 days. You know, because interest rates are going up. Y'all.
That's another conversation for another day.
Y'all might have to subscribe to some additional content.
Okay, because we're going to get into that. Don't y'all worry. It's coming.
It's coming.
But I think that's a good wrap up on, like, this is what you need to know. This is the seller's market. What sellers can expect, what buyers can expect, and what realtors need to expect.
Absolutely.
I think the market. How do y'all think the market is gonna go up from now?
From today,
it's gonna keep going up.
It's gonna be a hot girl summer. It's gonna be a hot house summer.
It's gonna be a hot house summer, but
it's still up. Even if the interest rates are going up, so honestly, it's knocking people out.
Yeah,
it's knocking people out left and right, but that's okay because it's still going up.
And it's still room.
It's still gonna be a seller's market. I think
so
for
too.
sure, especially through the summer, because everyone knows, like, people always want to try to get their kids into a home before the school year starts. So summertime real estate is booming. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But give it one of us. We can boom you right into a house.
Okay.
Right.
Because if you're looking to buy or sell for summer 2022, contact us.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
Oh, don't even say that.
I'm a rapper, y'all. I'm a rap in real estate.
You know what to do. We got you.